everyone. I've been doing some self-care time slash taking a break from things, just kind of reevaluating the things I'm doing, why I'm doing them, and just kind of centering myself all over again. We can get so busy in helping others, helping do things, and we forget to help ourselves sometimes, and I can't model self-care if I'm not doing self-care. I get out, I do the gym and stuff, but does it ever really clear my head, or does it leave me thinking more on certain situations? Usually it doesn't clear my head. I mean, the hikes and stuff, they help because it's quiet and I'm able to do that internal thinking. With the gym, I got music blaring, I'm thinking about everybody's situation and trying to help them the best possible way I can. But ultimately, I really have to look at the reasons I do everything, and there's not, my cup gets filled. It hits a place in my heart that I get to help somebody. But I also remember what it was like to reach out for help and there was no help there. We didn't have coaches, we didn't have many rehabs. Definitely Medicaid didn't cover any of the rehabs. When you had to keep your addiction a secret. You didn't want anybody to know. You were frowned upon for being an addict, or whatever you want to call it. But now we really have to look at the purpose and why we do everything, I have a really big heart and a compassion for people that are stuck in life, whether that's in addiction or just in life in general. I'm not sure which way to turn, and because I remember being there. I remember being there like it was yesterday, I remember telling myself that these are just the cards that I was dealt, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it and learn to live that way. We get dealt some shitty cards sometimes, but I still think that it's up to us on whether we're gonna allow that to keep us in that rough lifestyle, or if we're going to use it to propel us into a better lifestyle. For many years I used it to keep me in that lifestyle, and I was going to be a no good mess up for the rest of my life, so I might as well do that at the best of my abilities. You ask me now, it's a lot different. It's work real hard for the things you want and the lifestyle you want, and do your best to make that as possible as you can. Life's gonna happen. We're not in control of life, but we can do our best to make that the best thing that we can do. I'm always working on myself. I'm always working on something. And the biggest thing I'm always working on is making sure I'm doing everything for the right reasons. I don't feel like I need to fit in anywhere. I don't feel like that's really a big deal to me. Of course it's nice, but I don't feel like it's a have to, and I feel like a lot of us get into addiction to fit in. A lot of us, and a lot lot of us do our recovery the same way. It's we're going to fit into this certain group, or we're going to do whatever it is, and that's good, At least we have somebody. There's a resource out there. And that's the cool thing about all these groups is there's always somebody there with these groups. There's lives going on. There's all these things, that we can get into and help push our recovery. We need that support. We need that community in our recovery. And there's going to be a point where hopefully you grow into a place where you might not need that anymore. You might just need that friendship and not that push into the recovery part, because you might have grown and developed all those tools you need to not have to deal with that. Some will be able to do that, some will not be able to do that. It just depends on the person, the whole circumstances of their situation, and themselves, I will probably attend groups for the rest of my life, because not necessarily because I need it all the way. I mean, I do, just like everybody else. But, I enjoy meeting the people. I enjoy how there's a zero judgment in that environment. And I think that's what I enjoy the most, is I can come into a group and be the biggest mess up there is and still be welcomed with open arms, depending on the group, of course. But that's the good thing about addiction groups or anything like that. Recovery groups, they're there to support you in whatever you're going through. It could be a mental health thing, it could be addiction, it could be your kids, it could be whatever, and they're going to be there to help you. That's what I love about that recovery community. I do it obviously online. I do it in person. I'm always in some kind of group. I even do it for work, so I'm always into some kind of something for recovery, and it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to be able to be in a position to help people. That's the best part, I think, about it, is not seeing that person, struggle, but to actually see the light come on in their life and in their eyes, that they are deserving of a better life, that they can do a better life. That's everything. And I root for everybody, hoping that they can get and do their recovery to the best of their ability. I love the people I've surrounded myself with. We might not always see eye to eye or anything like that, but I still love them. Family is going to be family. But I feel like it's still the better of the choices, even if you don't see eye to eye or anything like that. I feel like we could still be out here doing our drugs. We could still be out here living this lifestyle. What's an argument to being in the slums all over again, or in that dark place? Sometimes we can let things determine where we go in life, and I've really taught myself not to go off of that panic mode feeling, not to make decisions when I'm in that feeling, or in that mindset. I've really made some horrible decisions in that mindset. but instead to sit there, think about it, figure out what's next. What do I need to be doing? You know? And I think the first thing we need to do is figure out what's best for us. Um, where do I need to be? What's gonna help me the most? What's gonna be the most beneficial? You know, um, but also where am I gonna be the impact to the person that people need? Um, where can I help others? Sometimes we have to take that what's going to help me the most to what's going to help others as well. And we need to put those together. What's going to help me and help others. You know, and there's a lot of things that we can do that's going to help us and help others in their recovery, in their life. We might not always be happy with or anything like that, but it's ultimately the best thing that we can do. I'm not talking about anything particular. I've had a lot of things going on lately, both in personal life and online stuff, and I haven't, it's gotten to me to where I don't like that. I don't like it when things bother me the way they have, and then I have to think about it. Why is this bothering me the way it is? What's the cause of that? What's the cause of the things going on with work? What's the things going on here? What's the things going on there? Why? And I still don't know the answer to that. But that's okay. I don't need to know the answer to it yet. But I need to understand that things change. They might be difficult. They might be this. We get used to certain things in a certain way, and then now I got to get used to something else changing. That's why we like addiction, because not much changes. We don't change. The only thing that changes in that addiction is usually faces. I don't have any hard feelings towards anybody. I don't have any hard feelings towards groups or anything like that. I'm very open to everybody. If it's based on recovery and helping people, I'm all for it. Even if that means pushing personal feelings aside, to do that. I'm not a pushover, but I understand things in a bigger way, if that makes sense. For me, it's not all about a spotlight. It's not all about how many people like me, how many don't. It's not about how many followers I have. It's not about any of these things. It's always about who can I help. Where can my knowledge, my experience help somebody? That's all that ever mattered. And that's all that ever will matter. Because I'm going to continue pushing to help people one way or another. I enjoy helping others. That's what I've made into my lifestyle. It used to not be that way. I used to not care about other people and the things they were going through. And I'm just not sure what's next for me. I know I'm here. I'm still going to be here. But I think that my personal life and all of this other stuff has gotten mixed up to where I'm spending too much time on Facebook, on all these things, rather than attending to my personal life. And I put a lot of time and energy and focus into lives and helping others and all these things, instead of doing what I need to do. As I wouldn't say instead of, but I definitely procrastinate in my personal life on a lot of things, because lives are going, because this is going, because that's going, or somebody needs help, or whatever it is, if that makes any sense. So I'm not sure what's next. I don't even know if I'll post this video or not. But I really hope everybody has a good day and understand that I'm here for you no matter what.